Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument.
But instead I'm being torn down for a narrative that's like, now I'm the poster boy for I don't like black women.
Yes, this nigga Tory shot me.
2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. But it comes to a certain standpoint where I just can't let my character be assassinated for things that are not even really true.
Y'all don't understand what the fuck is going on? Y'all don't understand I just cracked the fucking industry? Illuminati trying to get me, nigga.
While using my son as a sacrificial lamb to make that happen, because that's been the narrative for 2.5 years.
Through the hot and cold, I would never sell my soul.
While musician Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion, sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Script, back with another episode of The Doors to Success. Today we're cracking open a door we've never explored in this series, so let's jump right in. In a 2014 Vlad TV interview, Nori laid out the music industry in a way that hit home for those paying attention, pretty much confirming many people's suspicions about the rap game. He described it as 3 doors artists gotta walk through to climb that fame ladder. Door 1, the independent grind, where artists are hustling solo, battling up against the industry's big machine. Door 2, the shady stuff. Nori, referred to this as the
homo shit right there.
Often tied to humiliation rituals or compromising spots that make you stop and think. Door 3, the heavy one, sacrifice, where rumors float around about losing someone close to secure that spotlight. We've seen how doors 2 and 3 play out several times, but door 1, the independent route, is one we've yet to open. So today we're switching it up. Let's talk about Canadian rapper Tory Lanez. Tory was carving out a strong career until the summer of 2020, when one night flipped everything, landing him a 10-year prison sentence in a tidal wave of public heat. Plus, he was going head to head with his old label Interscope Records, kicking up all kinds of drama. Label disputes are nothing new, but the way Tory handled his split from Interscope might have stirred some trouble, or maybe it's just a case of a drunken night gone wrong. So let's dive in and try to figure out what's really going on. Before the world knew him as Tory Lanez, he was Daystar Shamuel Shua Peterson, a Canadian-born rapper from Brampton, Ontario, a suburb 50 minutes west of Toronto. Born July 27, 1992 to a Bayesian father and a Curaçao mother, Daystar was the youngest of 6. His mother, Luella Peterson, battled anemia, a condition weakening her blood's oxygen-carrying ability, and tragically died from a rare disease when Daystar was just 11. This fueled frustration and pain, sparking a rebellious streak. Around this time, his father, Sunstar Peterson, became an ordained minister and missionary, leading him and Daystar to shuttle between Canada and the US after Luella's passing. Sunstar remarried, but Daystar clashed with his stepmother, intensifying his desire for independence. Expelled from nearly every school from the 6th to 11th grade, Daystar dropped out to pursue music, adopting a defiant, you can't tell me nothing attitude. Without his mother, his respect for authority waned. Before dropping out, he made waves in Brampton battle rapping at schools under the name Tory Lanez, even facing off against a young Toby, now a known rapper. At 14, Daystar lived with his grandmother, but her frustration with his behavior led to his eviction. From 15 to 18, he was homeless, bouncing between friends' basements in Brampton and Toronto. During this period, he stayed with N Rhymes, a Brampton producer who recognized his talent early on and recorded his mixtapes for free, as noted in a Bramptonist article. In 2009, at 17, Tory released his debut mixtape TL to TO. In a pre-Drake Toronto rap scene, breaking into the US was tough, but Tory hustled, handing out tapes at malls and subway stations, performing for anyone who'd listen. Drake's 2009 So Far Gone mixtape featuring Lil Wayne and Trey Songz put Toronto on the map, but Tory carved his own path, In a 2010 video titled Drake's Little Brother Tory Lanez Spit Flames sparked rumors of a relation, which Tory debunked, while at the same time boldly challenging Drake to listen to his music for $10,000. Yet at this time, Drake was fresh off the release of Forever featuring Kanye West, Lil Wayne, and Eminem, so he probably didn't even have Tory Lanez on his radar, but this didn't stop Tory in his grind. That same year, Sean Kingston, touring with Justin Bieber in Canada, discovered Tory freestyling over Lloyd Banks' Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. Impressed, Kingston invited him to the arena, later flying him to Miami and signing him to his Time Is Money label. Tory honed in on his writing and harmony with the help of Kingston, collaborating eventually with Trav and Soulja Boy. Though his name wasn't big in the US, he built ties with YG and DJ Mustard by 2013, laying groundwork for future success. In 2013, Tory's 11th mixtape Conflicts of My Soul, the 416 story, featuring the DJ Mustard produced Know What's Up with Kirko Banks, earned serious buzz. From there, he never slowed down. By 2015, signing to Benny Blanco's Mad Love Records under Interscope, Tory prepped his debut album I Told You. Its lead single Say It peaked at number 23 on the Billboard charts, showcasing his vocal versatility over bars. Tory's grind paid off with millions of streams, views, and standout features alongside Meek Mill, Chris Brown, G-Eazy, and Future. He proved he was here to stay, but as his star rose, so did the challenges, as fame often brings more problems than solutions. Even with all the success Tory was having, that aggressive energy from his younger days kept creeping back. I had to mention this to keep it balanced before we dive into the main case. So let's quickly cover his quote-unquote beefs. Around 2018-2019, Tory Lanez was standing on business, ready to squabble up or lyrically battle anybody. He wanted all the smoke. On March 13, 2018, a video went viral of Travis Scott pulling up on Tory backstage in his trailer after they performed at the same festival. The Houston native tried to keep it chill, but Tory turned it up quick.
You're not the only person that they say in the South. I'm not the only one. I said what I said. If you felt the way and you want to handle it the way you want to handle it, that's why we're here right now. So I'm saying, what do you want to do, bro? No. Are we apologizing, or you want to shoot the fade, my niggas? I'm just trying. Everybody can get out of here. Every single person can get out of here. Literally, every person can get out of here, and we can shoot the fade, my nigga. And we can just get out. Niggas want to fight. Everybody just get out of here, my nigga. Let's just shoot the fade. Because it seems like you're just trying to come at me, my nigga. I'm not for that.
They hashed it out fast though and squashed the issue. Later that year, Tory was out here calling out artists, fishing for anyone bold enough to bite. Joyner Lucas stepped up and the two dropped some pretty fire diss tracks, trading bars before linking up on a friendly IG live to bury the hatchet. In 2019, Tory took it up a notch, tweeting, quote, "I'm the best rapper alive right now. I will body any of y'all out, period." A few took the bait. Don Q, Canadian rapper Dax, Dream Doll, and even Detroit's Royce da 5'9" got into a tweet off with him. Tory was out here like Denzel in Training Day.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
But for the most part, these diss tracks were just lyrical sparring sessions, pure entertainment for the fans. But Canadian rapper Dax, bro got it the worst. Dax repping Ottawa, clapped back at Tory's best rapper claim with a solid track, I'm Not Joyner or Don Q, complete with visuals that pulled 10 million views. Unlike the others, this one seemed to hit Tory differently. It got under his skin. Same month as it was released, Tory ran into Dax on the streets of Cali and pressed him to apologize on camera.
Or this shit's not gonna end, my nigga. Or this shit's not gonna end. Apologize, bro. Apologize, bro. Or you know what's going on. Apologize, my nigga. Apologize, nigga. I got you, bro. Apologize, nigga. I got you, man. Say sorry, nigga. My bad for the Say sorry, G. Nigga. Sorry, G. All right, bet. I got you, G.
Fans had mixed vibes. Some clowned Tory for challenging folks, only to get butthurt when they responded, especially with Dax. But what if I told you that some of his fans think his 2019 battles with his label might have sparked the bigger storm that led to the Meg Thee Stallion situation? Now, the independent route ain't easy. As Nori put it, you're on your own, no label machine backing you. On November 15, 2019, Tory dropped Chicks Tape 5, his 4th studio album. Clearing samples was a headache, but it paid off, becoming his best-selling project yet. A month later, he posted on his Instagram story, Interscope Records, if y'all don't stop playing with me, I'm exposing what's really going on in that building. He never clarified though, leaving fans speculating. By February 2020, Tory announced New Toronto 3 for March, tweeting, as soon as you hear it, I'm done with Interscope, it's been real. The album dropped April 10, 2020, and Tory was officially a free agent. In a Billboard interview, he claimed owning his masters in publishing, giving him full creative control.
Honestly, to be 100%, it's so many labels offering so much money, like millions of dollars, like not even on like the funny, I'm just trying to sound cool. Like I've really gotten offers that are really life-changing offers, but just don't care. It's just like, I don't know, I already own all my masters and my publishing and everything, so I'm just, it's like I don't see the reason to give that to somebody else, you know.
With 5 albums and a loyal fan base, he was ready to bet on himself. Then 2020's lockdowns hit, halting tours and gluing everyone to their screens. While some artists chilled, Tory seized the moment with Quarantine Radio on IG Live. Launched March 24, 2020, the first episode, filled with freestyles, music, and vibes, drew 30,000 viewers. Tory went live every other day, upping the stakes with cash prizes, twerk contests, and guests like Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, and Drake. Viewership soared, hitting 350,000 at its peak, but Instagram eventually shut it down for violating community guidelines, ending an era. As a free agent though, this hustle funneled millions to his music without label support. And everything seemed golden until July 12, 2020, when news broke that shook the hip-hop scene.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument. The DA's office says Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, shot Megan's feet during an argument in the Hollywood Hills July 12th. The 28-year-old was arrested the night of the shooting, but was released after posting bail. He now faces 2 felony charges and is set to be arraigned Tuesday in LA. If convicted, he faces up to 23 years in prison.
Debates erupted over Tory's guilt and courts later ruled against him, but some, like myself, wonder, was this a setup to derail his independent rise? Tory never did really expose Interscope, at least not how I expected, but he did manage to pull something off in 2021 that might have actually made him a target that we'll soon cover. On a side note, his situation reminds me of the Chris Brown and Rihanna incident years back. Ironically, Chris Brown consistently supported Tory through this. I mean, both women's careers soared, received a ton of awards, did the press runs, the whole shebang, while the men fought to clear their names in the courthouse and court of public opinion. But let me be clear though, abuse against women is obviously never tolerated, and I'm not condoning it in any way throughout this video. I'm only questioning if Tory's independent path and his threat to expose Interscope set him up to be framed in the first place. On July 12, 2020, a shooting rocked the Hollywood Hills. Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, her friend and assistant Kelsey Harris, and Tory's driver/guard, Jaquan Smith, left a pool party at Kylie Jenner's mansion. Meg and Tory were reportedly cozy all night. In Tory's SUV, an argument erupted. Court testimonies say Meg wanted to leave, but Tory and Kelsey weren't ready. It got heated, both dissing each other's careers. Prosecutors claimed Tory snapped, yelled, quote, "Dance bitch," and fired 5 shots at Meg's feet as she exited. Footage showed Meg limping, bloodstains trailing. Cops found Tory's handgun, detained everyone, and Meg initially claimed she stepped on glass, but later admitting she was shot, posting injury pics on Instagram to silence skeptics. Now, Meg faced her fair share of backlash, with some, including Drake, questioning her story and siding with Tory, throwing jabs on his track Circo Loco. The media painted Tory as the villain. 2 months later, Tory dropped his album Daystar in hopes of clearing his name. In Money Over Fallouts, he rapped, "Megan, people trying to frame me for a shooting, but them boys ain't clean enough. Gotta see a couple questions. How the you get shot in your foot, don't hit no bones or tendons. Fans that support me cause they know my heart, so I don't give a damn if a shorty no jigga. He pointed to Meg's 2019 Roc Nation management deal under Universal Music Group, which owns Interscope, the label he clashed with before going independent. So what's the truth? Is it option A, Tory lost it and shot Meg in both feet? A wild move that seems out of character, yet we don't know him personally and emotions can run hot. Option B, Interscope, stung by Tory's threats to expose their shady practices, framed him to derail his independent rise, protecting their control over artists. Or option C, Roc Nation saw a chance to boost Meg's career, using the incident to garner sympathy, drive streams, merch, and tour sales, with Jay-Z's influence and UMG ties pulling strings. Some people watching might think this is far-fetched, but the industry's cutthroat, and a thriving Tory Lanez without a label threatens the whole system. Earlier I mentioned that Tory might have made himself a real target in 2021. By this, I was referring to his NFT album When It's Dark, which he intended to shake up the game with. Sold as a non-fungible token, it moved over 1 million copies at $1 each, with fans flipping them for a profit. At least that's what Tory bragged about on IG Live about bypassing label middlemen.
Going. Y'all not understanding what's going on. Let me fully explain this to you. I told y'all, $1 for the NFTs, right? I sold these shits to my fans for $1. People came, some people bought 20, some people bought 5, some people bought 60. It doesn't matter how much you bought. It was only $1. You spent $60, you bought 60. I need y'all to understand, one of those copies right now is going for 50,000, 60,000, 60,000. Yo, my nigga, and these are sold. They're sold. Go look at the list right now and see how small the sellers list is getting. Y'all don't understand what the fuck is going on? Y'all don't understand I just cracked the fucking industry? Y'all don't understand I just cracked this shit? I just cracked this whole shit. It's cracked. It's over. I cracked the whole shit. It's over. It's over. No more middleman. All y'all artists out there, fuck your label. Fuck the nigga that's telling you, yo, you gotta wait for this day on Spotify and on this. Fuck that. Nigga, it's over. Y'all gonna get paid, and your fans gonna get paid, and they gonna keep coming to you. Why? Because y'all making money together.
Granted, this was 4 years ago. I did some brief digging to see if anybody actually turned a profit like he said. On a subreddit, a few people posted a year ago, with one saying he made 15K, but that's assuming you take his word. Essentially, if artists followed suit, in theory, this method would gut industry profits, giving labels a motive to smear his image. Legally, things began to snowball. October 8, 2020, Tory was charged and hit with a protective order. July 2021, he violated it at Rolling Loud, raising bail to $250K. By December 2021, LAPD testified Tory yelled, quote, "Dance, bitch!" while firing. February 2022, a deleted post claimed no Tory DNA was on the gun, fueling theories he was framed. By April 2022, Meg's Gayle King interview stirred debate. She denied intimacy with Tory, later admitting it in court, citing fear of judgment amid the Protect Black Women campaigns. August 2022, Meg's Traumazine album referenced the shooting. September 2022, August Alsina alleged Tory assaulted him, leading to house arrest. By December 2022, the trial began. Gunshot residue was on Tory and Kelsey. Tory's defense claimed Kelsey shot Meg, jealous of their fling, but Kelsey's text, quote, "help Tory shot Meg 911, pointed at Tory. A jail call where Tory apologized for being, quote, too drunk was spun as guilt.
Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro. Just that, nigga, I was so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so whatever,
Yeah.
bro. But, you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right. And that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
Though his team said it was about the argument. Kelsey testified she didn't see Tory shoot, but Dr. Lee Hirano confirmed bullet fragments in Meg's feet. A key witness by the name of Sean Kelly saw a muzzle flash near Tory and Kelsey. By December 23, 2022, Tory was convicted of 3 felonies, assault, unregistered firearm, negligent discharge, and taken into custody. Less than a year later, on August 8, 2023, he was sentenced to 10 years. Tory's now at California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi after stints at Men's Central Jail and North Kern State Prison. And as I mentioned earlier, Tory's a workaholic and he continued to provide his fans with new music. Before his incarceration, he released an 80s-inspired album, Alone at Prom. This deeply connected with fans with its standout track, The Color Violet, surpassing 1 billion streams across all platforms. Remarkably, the first song by any artist to achieve this without playlist support and independently. He followed this success with his 2022 album, Sorry for What. Now about a year into his prison sentence, he and One Umbrella Records pulled off a miracle, recording his 8th album, Peterson, via prison phones. Tory said, quote, "It's over. I done cracked the fucking code, man. This means that not even these prison walls can stop me from dropping new music. It's crazy." After countless trials and errors, the engineers and producers delivered a project that sounds incredible for its constraints. Released March 7, 2025, it had his umbrellas, aka his fans, hyped, especially when he rapped on Free Tory, the last track, quote, "My release date is this year, 2025, I decree it in the name of Jesus." Fans buzzed with hope, driven by his conviction, but unfortunately, parole isn't until September 2029, with full release by June 2033, unless appeals succeed. In October 2024, his attorney submitted a habeas corpus, which is a legal request to check if his detention is unfair or illegal. This likely fueled his optimism, but no early release has materialized as of April 2025. So, was this a setup to crush his independent hustle, or did Tory really do it? Alright, so let's talk about these numbers. For those unfamiliar, I'm using gematria, an alphanumeric code rooted in Kabbalah, where each letter of the English alphabet is assigned a numeric value. This allows words, names, and phrases to carry a unique numerical sum when spelled out. By combining these values with date numerology, we can uncover hidden patterns in mainstream narratives. Through the 4-base cipher system, you'll see how events and stories are more interconnected than they appear. So to start off, notice that Tory Lanez, Roc Nation, and July 12, 2020, when written out as such, all equate to 46 in the reduction ciphers. And it's worth mentioning that Meg Thee Stallion was born on the 46th day of the year, and remember, there's this theory that Tory even alluded to himself that Meg's Roc Nation ties are why he's behind bars. In this Vibe article from October 2024, Tory Lanez filed an ethics complaint on Monday against his former attorney, Sean Hawley, alleging that she didn't prioritize his best interests during the trial because she has connections to Roc Nation, the management company founded by Jay-Z that represents Megan. Despite Tory's attempts to clear his name, Roc Nation denied involvement in the July 2020 incident. After Tory spoke about being framed on his album Daystar, released shortly after the incident, many articles were reporting on it. Notice the sentence "he was framed" equals 194, matching the day of the year the shooting went down. In addition to that, from the day they first charged Tory to his official sentencing was a span of 1,034 days. And for those new, in numerology, zeros are null, leaving us with 134, matching Roc Nation, and July 12th written as such in the Latin cipher, one of the important ones outside of the 4-base. I thought I'd throw in that Megan announced her management deal with Roc Nation on September 13, 2019, the date leaving 109 days in the year. Roc Nation equals 109. Moving away from the Roc Nation side of things, from the day of the shooting to Tory Lanez conviction was a span of 127 weeks. I pointed out as it aligns with the date of the incident, July 12th, written as 12/7. Tory was ultimately sentenced to prison for 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Notice how that phrase equates to 127 like the date it happened. From July 12, 2020 to Tory getting officially charged was a span of 88 days. Notice his name, Daystar Peterson, and rapper both equate to 88. we'll see this number pop up again shortly as the trials unfolded. But in light of the theories that this situation was a humiliation ritual for Tory Lanez, after allegedly cracking the industry in 2021, releasing music as an NFT after he departed from Interscope Records.
But I will say one thing. I'm proud of the stance of any artist that goes against the bullshit that happens behind the scenes. Sometimes when things happen and we come out and we're like, yo, fuck the label, or like, yo, fuck the major, it's like, everyone's like, nah, this guy's spiraling out, he's this label, but they don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of dark things going on behind the scenes, and which is the reason why I went independent, because y'all niggas ain't getting me with none of that. I'm not selling my soul, I'm not doing none of that weird shit, the rituals and all that shit y'all niggas got going on. Fuck out of here.
From the day Tory was charged to his conviction in 2022 was a span of 806 days. Applying the rules of numerology, again, zeros don't count, so you're left with the number 86, matching the phrase, humiliation ritual, and Meg's full name in the reduction ciphers. The date of the incident, July 12, 2020, also had prime date numerology of 59, as you could see here, matching the word humiliation on its own. But back to that number 88, Tory Lanez was officially sentenced to 10 years on August 8th, 2023, a date written 8/8, aligning with his name and profession. That's the second time they used the number 88 throughout the situation, and understanding gematria allows you to spot these patterns throughout the story. And a little over a month after the initial shooting, Megan posted to her social media accusing Tory Lanez of shooting her in both feet. That was on August 20th, 2020. This date had 68 numerology, aligning with her statement that she was shot in both feet. Alright, I gotta be honest with y'all, going through this story, running multiple dates of key moments and pivotal phrasings, names, and words, I'm still a little unclear of my personal verdict. Obviously, it's clear in the eyes of the judge that Tory is guilty. What I can say is that if I had to choose between the idea of this whole ordeal being a humiliation ritual versus the idea of Tory being framed by Roc Nation, I'd lean more toward the latter, both for the numerical connections and due to the financial incentive, considering this moment was a massive promotion, whether indirectly or not, for her third album that released the same year, selling over 105,000 copies first week. She eventually went on her first headlining tour 4 years after the incident, which grossed over $35 million. Now, I'm not insinuating that Meg couldn't have achieved such success without this incident, but there's no denying it helped drive a ton of fans and supporters. And of course, Roc Nation management handles a lot of the logistics behind this tour, so they obviously benefited financially. Now, as for Tory Lanez, it's a tough situation he's in, and it does seem that taking the independent route and going against the machine has led to a list of challenges. Yet this man seems to be pushing through, releasing more songs behind bars than some artists do, currently roaming free. At the end of the day, it's up to you to decide for yourself when it comes down to it. Is there really no conspiracy at all? Is Tory being framed by Roc Nation, or is this a humiliation ritual for trying to free himself from his Interscope ties and threatening to once expose them? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you sticking around until the end. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that button, share the video, and most importantly, subscribe, man. It's been your boy Script, and I'm out of here. Peace.